Good evening, everybody. So, the UFC Fight Night card is over. I believe Manal Kopp won the main event, and right now we're watching the undercard of Tank Davis versus Lamont Roach. It is Puello versus Martin in the ring right now. Um, so the matchup between Martin and Puello is a matchup of two southpaws. Um, we are Let's see what round we're in. We're in the sixth round of 12, and it's for a minor belt, the NABF. NABF super lightweight, so basically junior welterweight, 140-pound belt. That's what they're fighting for. All right, so who do we have here? Let us know. Say hi. Let us know you're here. Are you a boxing fan or a MMA fan? Hopefully you guys are interested at least in the Tank Davis fight. I have to admit I'm not super interested in it. Unfortunately, I feel like they don't match Tank very competitively, or he hasn't been matched very competitively. We could also argue that nobody can match Tank, but I really feel like I was telling to one of my friends after sparring that it's Turkey al-Sheikh that's making all the sort of compelling fights over in Saudi Arabia, of course, because money is no object, then you can make a fight happen, especially in the heavyweight division. Those heavyweight guys definitely just expect to get paid considerably more than all the other divisions. Okay, so we have, is it Basil? How are you? Timestamp. I'm not sure what you mean by that. What about the sixth? Oh, I think the sixth round just ended for this fight between Puello Martin, and we now just cut to shot of Tank Davis in his change room. It's not even wrapped up yet, just kind of chit chatting and semi shadow boxing. How are you doing though this evening, Basil? Where are you from? And then we're cutting now to footage. I don't know why they're doing this. Of I think it's Tank Davis in the ring earlier on today, just before 4, checking the ring out. Oh, Basil says you're aggravated that Puello's not using his length. Well, didn't Martin pull an upset a while back, and that's kind of how he's sort of burst onto the scene, at least for for us in America. Oh, Basil, you're on Florida time. Cool. I'm doing well. I'm on the West Coast, so I'm Los Angeles time. I went and worked out this morning at the dojo. Got in about 8 to 10 rounds of sparring, so that was good. Let's see. Hi, stay focused. How are you doing? That's a cool little emoji. Love it. All right, so we're in the seventh round of the matchup between Puello and Martin. These guys are battling it out for a minor belt, NABF, 140-pound belt. Oh, cool. You're from Jersey? Nice. I used to live in the city. So I used to actually live in, I lived in Little Italy, and I lived in Washington Heights. But most of the time I lived off the street. So those are kind of interesting, rough neighborhoods for sure. Yeah, I'm a boxer. I went and boxed this morning. How are you? Is it Texas Repo? Yeah, you can check out some of my fights on this channel. If you look for the thumbnails that are purple, those are all fights. Like actual fight footage shot by professionals, not, for the most part, not like somebody's cell phone. Okay, so this, ooh, Puello just tagged Martin, the nice double jab. That really landed well. How about you guys? Any of you guys train or work out? Jiu-jitsu, boxing, Thai boxing? All right, now we got Puello and Martin falling into the clinch. Ref separates them. Another double jab from Puello. It's a good way to set up your combinations. We got a single jab from Martin. A little more sort of upper body motion and feinting from Puello. Again, his jab lands. They fall into a clinch. We have Dion here. I eat a lot, not time for that. That's funny. Okay. Okay, Martin attempts a straight left, doesn't land, and they fall into a clinch again. A jab to the body from Puello. Puello with really nice upper body movement, so he comes in with a jab overhand left. Yes, Dion, I do train. I train in boxing and MMA right now. I'm weightlift. A lot of my shorts are just little clips of what I do that day for training. It's not everything, but it's like, little 10-second clips or something. Okay, so now what are we doing? We're cutting back to the change room. All right, we have Gary Antoine Russell. I can't really keep track of all the Gary Russells, but Basil, you've been to Churchill? Yeah, I have long time ago. Um, Dion. I'm just joking. I used to train, but I lost interest in it. I'm just shoot guns now. Oh, that's pretty cool. Firearms, let's step up from your hands. Gotta learn how to use weapons too. Texas. I move heavy equipment nowadays. We work out with our hands every day. I don't need a gym. I do enjoy boxing. Yeah, if you're doing heavy work like that, you don't need a gym. I mean, you look at a lot of the old school boxers. They had to carry bags of coal, carry blocks of ice, chop wood. They didn't need a strength and conditioning coach because they already built their bodies up doing all that hard work. All right, we're back to round 8 of 12 between two southpaws, Martin and Puello. From what I see of at least these last couple rounds, Puello's getting the better of Sandor. Not Sandor Martin. I'm not sure why Martin is. Oh, there he goes. He starts with his 1-2 left uppercut. Nice level change from Martin. So maybe he got a. Oh, Martin comes in with a nice 1-2 again and rolls under Puello's hook. And then they fall into a clinch to be separated by the referee. Basil tells me I'm missing that action. Yeah. I gotta learn how to shoot a gun, so it's just another thing, right? Oh, nice left uppercut from Martin. They fall into a clinch again. So I guess Sandor got told by his trainer to pick it up, I assume. Nice little feints and double jabs by Puello, though. Oh, beautiful. Jab to the body and then upstairs by Puello. He's making great use of his upper body movement and then feinting motions. Another jab to the body by Puello. Puello with a 1-2. Martin comes back with body shots, uppercuts to the head, and a hook. This is better action this round than it has been the last couple. Mostly because Martin's willing to stand in exchange. Okay, now they're both standing toe to toe, trying to get the angle. Wow, great stuff here. Martin, 2 body shots and a headshot. Somebody said that, oh goodness, okay. Nice hard shot from Puello. I think Puello's really the one leading the dance here, and he's mixing it up a little bit better than Martin still. Nice jab uppercut. weave by Puello. Much more fun round than last couple. Cheers, everybody. Have you tried one of these? They're no calories, but there's no horrible stuff in it either. It's just Zevia instead of stevia. So from what I can tell, Manel Kopp won his main event on the UFC Fight Night. Have to admit, yeah, I didn't make a point of tuning in for that because wasn't really interested in any of the fights on the UFC card. But if you guys watched that, let us know what you thought. Okay, so here we go. Puello and Martin immediately fall into the clinch. Martin comes up with the overhand left. Lands. Men seem to be standing toe to toe this round. Martin with the headlock. Toe to toe in the center of the ring, we have Puello. Martin coming back with uppercut. 2 body shots to the head. That seems to be Martin's pattern. He wants to fire off 2 fast body shots and then come upstairs. Jab body shot by Martin, and again the men fall into a clinch. Still standing toe to toe this round. Again, clinching. Seems to be more, I'm not sure why Puello's decided to do this. He seemed to be doing a little bit better when they were boxing, but Puello has some nice tight uppercuts on the inside as well. Right hook landed well for Puello just now, but again, the men fall into a clinch. We have about a minute to go in the 9th of 12 rounds here. At this point, it looks like the fight will likely go the distance. Did any of you guys watch the UFC Fight Night? Oh, Puello, great defense, makes Martin miss about 5 or 6 hard shots in a row, simply by using his upper body movement and his feet. High double guard by Puello, misses with a winging overhand left, but Puello comes back with a right body shot. Fall into a clinch. Martin underhook, Puello overhook. We got 10 seconds left in this, the 9th round. Oh, nice jab, not jab to the body from Puello. And that's the round. Okay, we got 10, 11, 12 to come. Are you guys watching this Tank Davis Lamont Roach fight? Are you excited for it? All right, we just got botted, so all right, hopefully these bots don't keep showing up. think the UFC is right now showing an extended interview with, I believe that's Patricio Pitbull. In any case, it's interesting that Manal Kape kind of came onto the scene as he fought over in Japan on the Rising promotion, and now we have Pitbull. Is it kind of entering into the UFC? All right, Sandor Martin and Puello again toe to toe in the center of the ring. 10th round of 12. And this is for a minor 140 pound belt. All right, these guys are standing toe to toe in the center of the ring, kind of clinching up a bit. I mean, this toe to toe action seems to favor Martin just because he wasn't doing so well when they were doing more of the boxing, just moving around the ring at distance. Men are in a clinch on the rope with Puello on the ropes. So ref separates them back to center of the ring. Oh, nice 1-2 connects for Martin. Puello's coming back with his nice long jab. Again, the men fall into a clinch. Fighting in toe-to-toe right now. Puello with a couple of hard up, nice inside uppercuts. Martin comes back with his body shot, headshot. And they're back clinching. Again, 2 body shots from Martin. Oh, nice series from Martin with starting off the 2 body shots and then coming up to the head. Again, the men fall into a clinch. Nice jab to the body, jab to the head by Puello. Again, Puello jab to the body, overhand left. And then the long jab catches Martin. Puello jab to the body. Interesting that the taller man would find an opening for that. Again, Puello jab to the body, tries a overhand left, but that doesn't connect, and they fall into a clinch. Ref separates these guys. They go right back to the center of the ring. Puello misses with that 1-2, and that's the round. All right, we got only the championship rounds remaining. Now we cut to footage back in the change room of Gervonta Tank Davis getting his hands wrapped. And it looks like Calvin Ford is wrapping Tank's hands up, so evidently they're back together. Should be a very familiar process for both of them since Tank has been training with Calvin Ford since he was a little kid in Baltimore. All right, here we go. Championship rounds between Puello and Martin. Back to the center of the ring. We just got botted again. Okay, so we got Puello and Martin again, standing toe-to-toe in the center of the ring. Puello getting the better of the exchange right now. Landed a couple of jabs and a left. Martin tries to come back with a 1-2, but that doesn't, not effective. Alright, so we're here watching the boxing fights. We're waiting for the Tank Davis Lamont Roach fight, but there's another fight before that, I think. At least one. Alright, so here we have Sandor Martin. He's the one wearing the red trunks with the black, versus Puello with, he's wearing the black trunks with the gold. Puello with the jab to the body. Martin comes back, jab to the head, jab. Overall, I say Puello's a little more successful with his jab because he feints to set it up more, whereas Sandor seems to be throwing more single punches. Nice. Puello comes with jab to the body and then jab to the head that really snaps Martin's head back. Then they fall into a clinch. Referee breaks them apart. Back to clinching. And Martin's just not feigning enough to set up his jab. Notice how Puello's always using that upper body motion to kind of feint and set up his jab to the body, which you just landed. Nice dip level change by Puello. Helps him avoid Sandor's punches. Again, jab from Puello. All right, I think we have one more round to determine who will win this minor NABF junior welterweight super lightweight belt, 140-pound belt. All right, so Martin's dad is his trainer. He's telling him to work this round. Well, I think he needed to tell him to get his double jab going first to set things up. Although, really, that's something they needed to work on in the gym. All right, so here we go. Toe-to-toe action, 12th and final round of Martin versus Puello. And the ringside guys looks like they have Martin ahead, 106 to 103. Um, I'm not sure that I agree with that, but I didn't watch the first half of this fight, so I can't really make an argument for disagreeing, but it looks to me like Puello's been doing better in the second half of the fight. All right, so now for whatever reason, Martin is deciding to move around this fight a little bit. Really, I thought he did better when he decided he wanted to stand toe to toe. Puello needs to get going too, though, because um, I don't think either man can afford to take this 12th round off at all. They want to make a statement. They want to close out strong, just to at least leave that impression in the judges' minds. All right, so we got Puello doing a lot of feinting, trying to jab to the body, jab to the head, but Martin's now just choosing to move away. And not really a tactic for him, especially since his dad told him to put it in work. Puello connects with the jab, and the men fall into a clinch. Ref pushes him apart. Jab attempts from Puello. Martin connects with a nice jab. Tries a 1-2. Nice jab from Puello. Martin's 1-2 attempts miss again, and they fall into a clinch. Okay, this is exactly, I think, what his dad doesn't want him to do. Oh, nice jab to the body, jab to the head from Puello. That seems to be like Bread and butter move for him, at least in this fight, because a jab to the head off the jab to the body seems to consistently land for Puyo. He just did it again. Jab to the body, jab to the head. Falls into the clinch. Who's here watching live with us? Oh, jab to the body from Puyo. Sandor misses with his jab. The thing is, Sandor has a much shorter arms, so that means behooves him to like feint to get his jabs going a lot more. He can't afford to throw single shots, and he's the one that should be using his upper body motion the way Puyo is. Another stab to the body from Puyo, comes upstairs, nice little pivot and weave from Puyo. Oh, and that's it? Martin walks away raising with one hand raised. Puyo goes over to Martin's corner to acknowledge them and then heads back to his corner. Doctor's checking Martin's ear. I don't know. I would tend to favor Puyo just for his activity in the second half, but like I said, I don't know if he threw away the first half of the fight, and that's why the ringside commentators have him up. Hey, what's up, Move 37? Good to see you. What's up? All right, anybody watching this fight, Martin versus Puyo? Who do you guys have? Move 37's tunnel Sanders' eyes busted. Yeah, I mean, I feel like Puyo won, at least from the part of the fight I watched, but you never know what these judges are gonna say. Alberto Puyo from DR, Sandor Martin from Spain. Yeah, who did he pull the upset against? I can't remember. But he pulled an upset against, I think it was an American fighter, if I'm not mistaken. That's how I remember thinking, or that's why his name is kind of recognizable. Because he pulled the upset against Tio? Right. Okay, yeah. So, you got to give him props for doing that, but I just felt like he needs to work that double jab into his repertoire, and I'm not sure why they didn't do that, knowing that this guy that you're going to fight, Puyo, has much longer reach and height. The irony here is that Puyo set his jab up way better, and I wouldn't say he didn't need to, but he's a taller guy, longer guy. All right. Move 37 says, well, not the upset, but that's the fight that made Sandor popular, famous. Yeah, exactly. Okay. That's what it was. I knew he fought a big name, and I had no clue who he was. But after that fight, I was like, oh yeah, okay, this kid can fight. All right, who you guys got in the main event? Yeah, look at they're doing the replays now. Look at how Puyo really sets up with his jabs. Oh. Nice tight uppercut by Puyo right there. Now Sandor got some good work also on the inside, but it just seemed like that was only when, they both said, hey, let's just stand toe to toe. Tank for sure, yeah, for sure, right? I mean, I guess I'm just doing this for the curiosity factor, just to watch Tank, because he's sort of must-see boxing at this point. Oh, they got it split. All right, so split decision 116, 112, 115, 113 for Puello. One judge had it 115, 113 for Martin. I think that's right. So congrats to Alberto Puello of from the Dominican Republic. I think that was a great lesson in why you need to throw double jabs and set up your jab. Move 37 is calling for Tank to KO in the ninth. All right, that's super reasonable. Super reasonable call. Um, he might even get him out sooner than the ninth, but you know, but Tank is kind of a patient guy. I wouldn't say he's. I mean, I guess you could call him a slow starter, but he takes his time to get his read and then just patiently works on people. All right, we're cutting backstage. We got Valenzuela warming up on the mitts, throwing lots of single jabs here. Now we go to Gary Russell doing mitts, I think with his brother, Gary Antoine Russell, that is. Southpaw. Right, who do you guys have in this matchup? Russell or Valenzuela? We're at the Barclays Center, so I guess they're cutting to a lot of footage of fighters that are sitting in the audience. We got Isaac Cruz. It looked like Garcia. Danny Garcia's dad was sitting next to him. I'm not sure. All right, you got Valenzuela winning this, huh? Move 37. They robbed my guy Sandor. Okay, I don't know. I honestly can't tell you just because I tuned in for the second half and I thought Puello won more of the rounds in the second half of the fight, but admittedly I didn't see the first half. So, all right. So now they've got Puello on the mic here at ringside. Oh, they're just showing, I think, Puello talking to the I think the Spanish speaking desk. Anyways, apparently the judges gave the last 3 rounds, all of them, to Puello. So it's funny to me that PBC decides, like, you know how UFC Dana White always tells you, first thing he says post fight is like what the gate was, that they set a record at the venues, and how PBC's trying to do that right now. They're going, we sold out Barclays Center, or they sold 19,200, which is like the biggest event ever at the Barclays Center. Like, I don't know. How many of those tickets were giveaways? What were the costs of the tickets? Um, boxing has been known to just give away tickets to fill seats so it looks good on camera. They used to do that like a lot at the casinos and whatnot. I don't know about this event, but there's always tickets being given away for boxing. All right, I didn't realize that Jose Valenzuela is only 25. I thought he was a little bit older than that, but not like Gary Russell is old. He's 28. They're fighting at the 140-pound weight division. The court supposedly, according to the stats, they have the same reach. So we'll see. The thing is, all of those stats are just one thing. But what do you do in the ring that matters, right? Like we just saw Poyo doing a lot of jabs to the body. He's a taller, longer guy, yet he made that work for him. So, um, you know, stats like height and reach advantage and all that don't always tell you everything. All right, so far you guys got Rayo winning this next one, and or Move 37 has Rayo and Tank. What about the rest of you guys? Okay, now they're cutting back to Rayo's fight versus Isaac Cruz. A lot of people felt like Cruz won that one, but it's definitely like a styles make fights kind of fight, right? I thought Cruz fought really well in the fight. He did the right thing. All right, do you guys know who this Dan Canobio guy is? All right. Well, they're really doing a lot of. I guess PBC got sponsored by DraftKings or something, because they're doing a lot of the odds now. That's sort of an interesting trend, because um, I don't know. Since when do we? Since when does a sports broadcast talk about gambling odds? But that seems to be the thing now. I guess it's acceptable, obviously. All right, so now we're cutting to some B-roll of Brooklyn skyscape. All right, we're getting ready to do the ring walk, I believe. Okay, they're cutting to Gary Russell making his ring walk. How's your guys' Saturday going? What have you guys been up to? I started my day out at the gym, kind of the traditional thing for me to do on a Saturday. Just get the rounds in, get the work in. Bent. All right. The Bent says it's going great. Good to know. Where are you from? Where do you where are you tuning in from? I'm here in Southern California. All right, we got Gary Antoine Russell in the ring now with his brother, training, who I assume is going to work his corner. Okay, now we're cutting to his opponent, Jose Valenzuela. Oh, cool. The Ben's is saying they're tuning in from Georgia and they're picking Roach by unexpected KO. Okay, cool. This will be an intriguing one to watch then. All right, what did you guys think of the fight between Valenzuela and Isaac Cruz? Do you think Valenzuela clearly won that fight, or do you think maybe Isaac Cruz got robbed there? Now, in that matchup, I felt like Isaac Cruz fought exactly how a shorter, stockier fighter should fight a taller, longer fighter. The bench is saying Isaac got robbed. Yeah, I think that's kind of a general sentiment. So it's interesting. We got Isaac, of course, watching this fight live, but I don't know. I hope they give him a good matchup and he gets another shot. You know. All right, so this is the co-main. We got both fighters in the ring now. We're just going through the announcements and all that. Okay, so I think the ref is Harvey Doc, but I'm not sure. Oh yeah, it is Harvey Doc. Oh, you're like, oh no, they got Harvey Doc. Yeah, but he makes the weirdest faces that are entertaining. But yeah, he's a little annoying, to say the least. Hopefully, he doesn't make any super bad calls and yeah, I don't know that affect the outcome of the fight. I don't know how he still gets picked for title fights, but it's not like there's no corruption in this sport, right? All right, so now they're announcing Gary Antoine Russell. He's decked out in bright yellow. It's funny, I feel like boxing always tries to copy what the UFC does. So it's like they're using those LED lights to the red, announce the red corner and then the blue corner. That's exactly what the UFC does. All right. Hey Gretchen, we're watching the boxing fight right now, live, versus between Jose Valenzuela and Gary Antoine Russell. Yes, I do box. A lot of my fights are on this channel. If you hunt around or just try to eyeball something with a purple thumbnail, those are fights. They're all full fights. All right, so here we go with Harvey Doc. It's funny how he didn't look directly at the camera, but anyways. All right, the interesting thing here is again we got a matchup of two southpaws. Both men standing at mid-range, trying to line up their jab. Russell with a jab to the body. Jose jab to the head. Russell starting to put a few punches together after his jab. Valenzuela with a very high double guard. Nice upper body movement by Valenzuela defensively. Russell backs Valenzuela into the corner momentarily. Both men kind of exchanging single jabs back and forth. Lots of single jabs. Now here's the thing, Gary Russell, since he's a little bit shorter and doesn't have the reach, he needs to punch as he steps in, not just step in with these sort of weaving motions. He's got to punch as he does that. All right, so I would give that first round to Rayo. He started putting his punches together well in that first round. So even on the opening round, he's building his confidence, getting a good feel for Russell. Russell's going to have to fight kind of the way that Isaac Cruz fought him. Lots of upper body movement, stepping in and punching at the same time. He's got to punch as he moves in so he doesn't get countered. If he just tries to move in or he just stationary and punches, he'll get countered by Rayo. All right, round two. See, I don't think that Russell can afford to just stand, keep his torso upright with that high double guard, and then just take small steps to close distance. I feel like he needs to really bully his way in there. Anyways, let's see how this plays out. Russell with a jab to the body. Rayo using his footwork defensively well. Rayo with a jab to the body himself. Jab to the head. Russell weaves under. Oh, nice jab by Valenzuela. Connects. Double jab connects. So Valenzuela is moving around the ring, navigating really well. Interesting. So right hook, left to the body from Rayo. Russell with a series of jabs, trying to work his way in close distance. Guys fall into a clinch, separate out. We got Valenzuela a lot more mobile on his feet, I would say. Russell's fighting a little more linearly. Okay, there we go with the upper body movement from Russell. Double jab. A nice right uppercut from Gary Russell. Jabs by Rayo, working his way in, level changing. Oh, nice body shots by Russell right at the end of the round. Not sure what Rayo's complaining about, if he's complaining about headbutt or something. In any case. Interesting ice pack that Gary Russell has in his corner. It's like a mask or something over his whole forehead. But it does look like Russell's starting to show more damage at this point than Rayo is. It's only 2 rounds in. All right, round 3. Gary Anton Russell taking on Jose Valenzuela. Russell in the bright yellow, Valenzuela in the white with green and red. Russell attempting jabs to the body and momentarily has Valenzuela up against the ropes, but Valenzuela doesn't has enough distance to maneuver out and around. Valenzuela with jab to the body. Kind of back fist jabs from Russell. I don't know if that's just how he jabs, but they're sort of hybrid like back fists in a way. Oh, Rayo with nice uppercuts. Fall into a clinch. Reset. Both men exchange uppercuts. Russell fighting with a little more urgency at this point. Not sure if he's hoping that he can make this a war of attrition. Now, for the longer, leaner guy, Valenzuela seems very comfortable toe-to-toe and seems comfortable fighting on the inside, too. Well, we got Russell kind of just trying to peck away at him from the outside with his jabs to get his way in, but oh, nice body shot uppercut from Russell. Rail staying composed. He's been less active this round, but let's see if he picks it up in the last 30 seconds here. Less than 30 to go. Oh, nice right uppercut from Rayo. Both men standing close quarters. Good exchange. That's the round. I would give that round to Russell for sure, just because he was more active. Who do you guys have ahead thus far? Is it Rayo's fight or is it Russell's fight? I still feel like Rayo is ahead on the scorecards. I also feel like he's a little more composed than Russell. Um, I feel like Rayo does need to get his jab going a little bit and just find shots for, you know, create openings and find his shot. I think he's gonna. I think he will be able to do that versus Antoine Russell. I'm not sure why Antoine Russell just isn't using more upper body movement and level changing. Uh, since he's the shorter fighter with a shorter reach. All right, this is round four. Round four. Here we go. So we got Russell opening with a series of jabs. Rayo returning jab. Rayo with a jab to the body. I mean, it's always great when a long lean fighter enjoys doing body work as well. We got Russell trying to put the pressure on with his 1-2s. Wow, I'm getting lots of bots tonight, guys. What's up with that? All right. Russell with a right hook attempt. 1-2 attempt by Russell, but Rayo just keeps up his double high guard. Rayo connects jab to the body. Russell picking away, trying to come with the 1-2, trying to rush into the close distance on Rayo. Rayo's just kind of throwing a lot of single jabs at this point, circling around, using his footwork, resetting. A nice 1-2 by Valenzuela. Another 1-2 from Rayo misses on the 2 to the body. Oh, nice uppercut, left hand from Rayo. Right hook attempt by Russell. The series of jabs following up. At this mid-range distance, I really feel like it's more to Rayo's advantage. Okay, so a little a little dancing by Gary Russell right at the end of that round. All right, I still feel like Puello is up, although Russell is making a statement in this fight. I mean, he is putting pressure on Rayo, which overall is the right tactic for the shorter, stockier fighter versus a longer, lankier fighter. Okay, so again, they're telling us the odds are, what the odds are. I think Tank is minus 1,500. I don't know. It's just pretty one-sided odds. How much do you think the nosebleeder seats cost at the Barclays Center? All right, here we go. Fifth round out of 12 for Gary Antoine Russell versus Rayo Valenzuela. Russell opening up with a lot of jabs, trying to put a little pressure on Rayo. Rayo responded with his kind of sharpshooter jabs and 1-2. Would I say this is worth the $90? This card? Heck no. I mean, $90 pay-per-view for boxing is outrageous. I don't even know that it's quite worth 45. You know what I mean? Maybe 40, 50. I don't, actually no, because it's just not a competitive fight. And, anyways. Hello, Soul Shot 003. Or sorry. Yeah, Soul Shot 003. How are you? Good to see you. All right, so now we got Rayo and Russell kind of clinching for a moment. They get separated, exchanging single jabs. I feel like Valenzuela does have to pick it up a little bit. Maybe he will in the second half of the fight. Valenzuela with a jab to the body. Is it Cal Mempo is saying just for the context, Manny versus Floyd was $90. Yeah, I mean, when you got two superstars, they can command that type of thing. But Tank Davis, I mean, I don't know anything about Lamont Roach, so I didn't even bother doing a fight breakdown just cause. But yeah, it's not worth $90. Hello from New Zealand, good to see you. Congrats, Joseph Parker. That was an awesome KO of Bacoli. I mean, props to Bacoli for taking that fight, right? But huge props to Joseph Parker. I really like him as a fighter. I mean, I think he's been doing so well his last few fights. He absolutely destroyed Deontay Wilder. No, I thought Wilder shouldn't have been in that fight, but Joseph Parker just absolutely demolished Wilder and exposed him as a shot fighter, in my opinion. Anyways, he got cooked by Herring. Oh, here we go. More bots. Yes, big KO. I met Joseph a few years ago. Nice guy. Oh, so cool. Yeah, he seems like a really good human being. Kelly. Cal Tempo is saying, Kelly Mempo is saying Zhang is shot too. Yeah. Well, first of all, why was he so heavy coming into that fight? He knew he had a hard fight with versus a guy who moves a lot in Ajit Kabayel. And yet he came in that heavy. He just looked out of shape, so it's like that should have been addressed like in the 3-4 months leading up to the fight, So there's really no excuse, and I did not expect Caballero to stop him, but huge props to Caballero too, because a couple of years ago I was like really critical of him because a couple of years ago he fought much differently, but he really, really honed his craft, corrected some of the errors that I saw in his footwork, and he's probably the one heavyweight that's just made the most positive difference in himself over the last year. All right, so here we go. We're at the midway point of this matchup between Rayo Valenzuela and Gary Antoine Russell. Now, Russell, I would say just can't afford to fight a taller guy with that upright torso way he has, and then the double high guard, like what he's doing right there. he's got to break at the waist more and try to come in and get to Valenzuela's body. Valenzuela, on the other hand, I'd like to see him pick it up a little bit. These are nice, slick defensive moves by Rayo, but you don't win the fight based on slickness. Like that. I mean, those are great moves by Valenzuela, but you don't, doing your little shell defense doesn't inflict damage on the other person unless you come back with a counter shot. Right. Rayo, nice jab to the body. Nice little uppercut to the body. Gretchen, how can I practice my boxing footwork? Do lots of jump rope. You'll get way more out of jumping rope than you will with those ladder things that a lot of people do. All right. Okay, now Valenzuela looks like he's starting to pick up and put on pressure. Jabs. Left hand to the body. Just misses with that left, and Gary Russell connects with that left. So he's got to be a little bit careful. All right, not sure why Rayo is throwing these single jabs, but at least he's mixing up the target area. Now moving around nicely with his footwork. Russell with the high double guard, kind of try to just put pressure his way in behind his jab. All right, now Rayo's starting to use a double jab. Jab left hand to the body. I hope Rayo didn't overlook Antoine Russell here. And okay, nice jab connects for Rayo. Swings wildly with that right hook and misses, but another nice exchange on the inside by Rayo right at the end of the round. All right, well, again, hopefully Rayo picks this up in the second half of the fight. You would hate to lose a fight just because somebody's out pressuring you. But for sure, this is not worth $90, this whole card. That's a ridiculous price. So hopefully PBC doesn't BS us until they set a record or something with all the pay-per-views. I mean, I hate to say it, but I don't know. Are Tank Davis fans that enthusiastic about him that they're gonna shell out $90 for this? Honestly, yeah, I don't even know that it's worth $40. It should be. This should be a free card. It's not really pay-per-view worthy. They can hype it all they want, but it just isn't. I mean, definitely, like, compared to what we were treated to last weekend, come on, you can't compare this. All right, now Valenzuela seems to start to pick up the pace, more jabs, but so is Russell. He's really putting on that pressure, trying to come to the body more. Right, Valenzuela for some reason is allowing Russell to close distance on him, put himself against the ropes like that. Oh, okay, so he outdeeked Russell for a second there. Nice jab by Rayo. Russell with the body shot. Russell throwing single jabs. Nice weave under by Rayo. But again, nice defensive moves don't score and don't inflict damage. I mean, this is some really slick high-level defensive moves by Rayo, but now we got Russell bullying Rayo against the ropes. Rayo lands a couple body shots, misses with an uppercut. But I mean, you don't win a round by fighting against the rope with your back against the ropes like this. So Rayo's got to get off the ropes here. Oh, big uppercut for Russell. Now he knows. He's got that punch figured out. Don't know why Rayo's just... Now he's putting himself in the corner. That's not smart. He's trying to land those uppercuts. Stand toe-to-toe with Russell. So that makes no sense to me, but that's just how Rayo's choosing to fight right now. Alright, so I think Rayo just gave that round away. Oh well. Good pressure from Russell, you know? We could say that Valenzuela might be the more skillful fighter, but Russell's just bringing the pressure. So if Rayo gives the fight away, he gives it away. But yeah, that one uppercut with that that Russell just caught Valenzuela with right up when Valenzuela was on the ropes. That was the punch. I'm really intrigued by this bizarro ice pack that the Russells have. I don't know, it looks like it's custom made or something. Honestly, I don't know that holding that against someone's face for 3 seconds is going to make as much of a difference as an ice pack, but anyways. Alright guys, where are you from? We're here watching Gary Antoine Russell versus Jose Valenzuela. Okay, they're flashing some punch stats on the screen, but I really don't care about that stuff. Okay, we are in the 8th of 12 rounds. Both men in the center of the ring now. Russell getting off to a good start with a series of jabs. I mean, his game has to be pressure at this point. We have Valenzuela kind of deftly moving around the ring with his footwork, but he needs to get a little busier with his punch output, I would say. Because he's at risk at this point of just sort of letting the round slip away. Oh, good 2 connects for Russell. Russell's throwing some nice jabs, landing. I think Russell's figured out his distance at this point of the fight. Oh, a nice lead left hand by Russell. Nice jab to the body by Russell. Valenzuela responds with a jab, but he's got it. I don't know why Rayo keeps heading towards the ropes. He's got to stop doing that. Rayo with a nice jab. Good parries. Rayo tries a jab to the body, doesn't connect. I feel like Rayo's making this fight hard for himself, where if he would just really try to focus on his jabs and then land a left hand, he'd be fine. But like double up on that jab right there, you know? Because he's kind of letting Russell take over the fight in terms of punch volume, and that's just not good optics. What's on the food menu tonight? I already ate. I had some gluten-free pasta with chicken and pesto sauce. Pretty simple. I got some salmon that I roasted before, so I might have that later. All right, so again, Russell's pressuring Rayo against the ropes. All right, Rayo's coming back now with a little bit more. 1, 2, 2 body shots by Rayo right at the end. Not enough for him to win that round. You got to give that round to Russell again. All right, in my opinion, Rayo's throwing some rounds away. What do you guys think? Move 37. What do you think of how Rayo's doing here? What do the rest of you guys think? All right, I feel like Rayo's letting this fight slip away a little bit. Just Russell's just like imposing more pressure. All right, so here we go. We're in the 9th of 12 rounds. Rayo starting out with some series of jabs, moving around. And yeah, we have Rayo circling around, Russell kind of holding center of the ring. Russell with a jab to the body, right, left to the head. Rayo moving around deftly. Nice level change to avoid the jab, but see, he's got to come back after he makes all these nice defensive moves. You don't do all that slipping and dipping and then just not throw a punch. If you're going to slip and dip, you got to fire right back. Right there. He dipped to the right, but he didn't throw anything. And Russell's just putting his punches together to steal rounds here. All right. Okay, nice left uppercut connects for Rayo. Rayo with attempted jab to the body, tries to post on Russell's head as he comes in. Tries to hook steer Russell with that right hand. Oh, nice right hook. Nice left hand connects for Russell. Yeah, I think at this point of the fight, Russell has figured out his distance with Rayo. And he's now just unloading volume. Be the Great says, I think Russell will win the fight. Yeah, he's stealing the fight from Rayo. Move 37 says Rayo's face. Yeah, maybe he needs to get one of those weirdo ice packs like the Russells have. All right, nice jab right hand or jab left hand from Rayo. But yeah, Russell's just out voluming him. Oh, nice low body shot by Rayo. But yeah, Russell connects with a nice left hand there. Double, triple jab, body shot. Oh, pressing Rayo against the ropes. Great tactic by Russell. Terrible optics for Rayo. Now Russell just pouring it on. Valenzuela just kind of wrestles him off the ropes. Move 37 says just blocking all those hits. Defense. Yeah, well, okay. Nice little uppercut attempt there by Rayo. He's gotta fight with a little more urgency than this. Holy cow, alright, so I wonder if they'll rob Gary Antoine Russell, but I feel at this point he's starting to pull away. So, Gary Russell, the trainer, was telling his brother when he throws his left to come with body shots and keep the hand up, I think. Yeah, Gary Antoine Russell landed a couple of really nice overhand lefts that last round. So Russell wants to call for, or his trainer, Gary Russell's calling for a body shot off that. Excuse me. Right, we got the 10th of 12 rounds starting now. Again, Russell's starting to, Rail starts out with his jabs, but Russell's just bringing the pressure. Jab to the body, jab to the head. Nice overhand left again by Russell. Rail with those long, stinging jabs. Russell's kind of bullying his way in to mid-range distance where he wants to be. Throws a bunch of those sort of back fist jab punches, and then comes upstairs. Rail's doing a little better with his jab this round, but he needs to follow up with something behind it. Have I competed in boxing? Yes, I have. I've fought professionally. A lot of my fights are on this channel. They're the ones with the purple thumbnails. Right, again, Rail with single jabs. Come on, buddy. Put something behind those jabs. So he's doing the right thing in that he's taking small steps with his jab, but again, off that little cute shell defense, you need to come back with something. Off those little step backs, he needs to come back with something because he's letting these rounds slip away. He's not going to win these rounds based off of these jabs alone. Russell seems to have taken his foot off the gas a little bit. We're just under a minute remaining in this 10th of 12 rounds. Oh, nice 1-2 lands for Rayo. Now we got Russell being the one moving around the perimeter. What's my favorite punch? Nebula's asking me. Probably jab the body, overhand right. Yeah, Russell seems to have sort of taken his foot off the gas a little bit this round. We have Rayo being a little more active with his jab this round. Oh, nice little right-left uppercut exchange right at the end. So, again, Rayo's got to do a little more. I mean, he can't throw single jabs for 2.5 minutes and then start to mix it up in the last 30 seconds. Vivek Senapati says, what in the life explain? What is life? What is life? Life is boxing and MMA right now. All right, we're cutting to the change rooms of Lamont Roach and Gervonta Davis, just warming up in the mitts. I'll be honest, I don't know anything about Lamont Roach as a fighter, so I guess I'll find out as we watch this fight unfold. Who you guys have in the main event? I think most of us have Tank. But let me know if you got Roach. Oh, we had one person said they got Roach by upset KO. So let us know what your picks are for this main event. Right now, who do you think's winning this fight? You think they'll give it to Rayo, or will Russell pull away in these championship rounds? In the last 2 rounds of this fight between Gary Antoine Russell and Jose Valenzuela for the WBA 140-pound belt. Right, the men are standing at closer range. Russell's doing better now. Russell certainly has picked up his punch volume in the last few rounds, in the second half of this fight. Move 37 says he's got Russell ahead and then Rayo needs a KO. I would agree with that. Russell's certainly the fighter that's fighting with more urgency too. I mean, Rayo was nice, calm, cool, and collected in the first part of the fight, which is an important attribute to have. But you also got to know when to flip the switch and um, bring the heat. Throw caution to the wind a little bit. I mean, Oh, nice uppercut, nice left uppercut lands for Rayo. But Russell's got to be in great shape because he just responds with tons of body shots and lots of volume. So props to Gary Antoine Russell for being in great shape. Oh, nice left lands for Rayo. And again, Russell just comes right back with body shots. It's a better round for Valenzuela, but I don't think it's enough. He still needs that KO either this round or the next, and it doesn't look like he's going to get it. All right. Russell doing a little almost showboating there with his footwork against the ropes. Nice up jabs from Russell. Oh, nice. Russell's just putting his punches together much better than Rayo did in this fight. Almost throws him to the ground there. But yeah, Russell's got those like nice little right uppercuts, straight lefts. Now he's just coming with uppercuts right at the end. He had Rayo against the rope. So again, not a good look for Rayo. So yeah, Russell might be still in this world title away. All right. As a professional boxer, what does my nutrition consist of? Well, I've always eaten pretty clean, but I try to prioritize eating some clean protein every single meal, starting with breakfast. I'll eat a little bit of ground beef or ground some type of red meat in the morning with some nuts. That's what I start my day with. Midday, probably some chicken or a little beef with some vegetables, maybe a little bit of rice or potatoes, and then similar thing for dinner, like again, protein, a little bit of starches and some veggies and maybe a salad. Got to get that roughage in, right? But I mean, I've eaten clean almost my whole life. Probably not so much when I was a kid, but from and maybe not all the time through high school, college, but then after that, from post college onward, yeah, I tried to eat pretty clean. All right, so I'm not sure what that was about. Uh, that was Rayo getting checked out or something. Anyways, 12th and final round. Both men in the center of the ring, exchanging jabs. But I mean, yeah, at this point, Rayo needs a KO. Unless they decide they're going to rob Gary Antoine Russell. But, oh, nice 1-2 uppercut by Rayo. I don't think Russell should take his foot off the gas either, just because you just never know what the judges are going to do. But I feel like Russell figured out his distance, and Rayo never really did in the fight, or he just never really used it to his advantage. I mean, he's using all these cute defensive moves, but he's not following up with a counterpunch. So, anyways, that is something that he should have figured out during training camp. So I don't know why that didn't happen. I mean, obviously he knew who he was fighting, so he should have been sparring um, southpaws who are a little bit shorter than him and have that same sort of pressure style that Gary Antoine Russell has. In any case, now we got Rail trying to walk Russell down a little bit, but he's not throwing punches. Okay, jab is not a counterpunch, not really. Okay, again, nice upper body movement by Rail, but we got Russell again just putting more pressure. Nice lead left hands by Russell. Again, kind of driving Rayo back to the ropes. Rayo marches forward, but he's not punching. Nice little slip move by Rayo. Nice little tight uppercut by Rayo. Oh, nice little combinations on the inside, but Russell comes right back. Yeah, it seems like every time that Rayo's landed something significant, Antoine is just unfazed and comes right back with a series of punches himself. So, oh, moves 37. Good call. He said, what flew out? Mouthpiece? That very well might have been a mouthpiece. And we got Russell just putting the pressure onto the end. And we got Gary Antoine Russell raising both hands. I think he deserves the win. That very well may have been Valenzuela's mouthpiece. Yeah, his face is pretty tagged up. So they got Rayo sitting down on a stool. Looks like his cutman's trying to take care of the abrasions on his face or something. The ringside announcers are going all over all the stats and stuff, but I you don't rely on stats to figure out a fight. I mean, Gary Antoine Russell won that fight. Hopefully they give it to him. Now Rayo got in some decent shots for sure, but it just wasn't enough. And huge props to Gary Antoine Russell because he's in great shape to be able to take those occasional hard shots and then just come back. He every single time he came right back with more volume. Okay, I'm really intrigued by that bizarro ice pack mask thingy that the Russells have. CompuBox stats, nobody cares. We have a bunch of guys that are also trying to use AI to score boxing fights, and it's like, now you need human beings who can, who know boxing in order to figure this out. Anyways, I'm not an AI fan. Are you guys an AI? Do you guys use AI? I mean, I also admit I don't know how to use it, so it's not really fair for me to say I'm not a fan because I don't know how to use it, but Move 37 says, I like CompuBox. LOL. Okay. Alright, let's hear how they score this. And the new. Okay, good. So they didn't rob him. He won that fight. Good for him, man. I didn't think he was going to, but, again, I don't know that much about him. I feel in a sense that Isaac Cruz kind of exposed Rayo, but, you know, No AI for me, says Nebula New Zealand. Yeah, I'm not into it. I mean, I try not to even like use voice commands on my phone because I mean it's just tracking you, right? It's like getting voice recognition on you. It's collecting data. Your phone's collecting data on you. Doesn't I don't know. Not into that either. All right. So former boxers should be judging fights, in my opinion. Yeah, the thing is, a lot of former boxers are so disgusted with the sport at the end, they don't really want to stick around and do that. But maybe if you paid them really well, I don't know. Nebula says exactly, you're correct. Thank you so much. All right. All right. Gary Russell on the mic with his brother in the background. So the big W tonight is that Brian Campbell's actually wearing a freaking tie. Thank goodness. All right. Yeah, I don't know. If any of you guys have tuned in one of my lives before, I can't stand that when guys just wear a suit with a crappy t-shirt underneath, or they wear, worse yet, they wear a dress shirt with no tie. It's like either abandon the suit, just wear a t-shirt and whatever you want, slacks, or if you're gonna wear the suit jacket, do it right. And then my other question that I had posted like a while back was like, who the heck is Brian Campbell? Is he just like a boxing fan? I know he's been covering boxing for a long time, but it looks to me like he also has one of those slightly crooked noses. So I was wondering, did this guy ever actually do combat sport? Some people have no dress sense. Yeah, there was that one card where I think it was Nicole Adams from the UK. She was on the desk and she was the best dressed. Like not like that surprising. I think she enjoys fashion, just judging by her Instagram. But she was by far the best dressed of the entire evening. She outdressed all the guys that were on the desk for that card. Can't remember what it was, but all right. So now, well deserved by Gary Antoine Russell. I'm glad they did not rob him. Did not actually hear the scorecards, but I mean, regardless, I'm glad they didn't rob him. It doesn't matter because the right guy won. I'm assuming he was the underdog in this fight. I don't know. Women normally have better dress sense than guys. Let's face it. That's quite funny. All right, now who's getting in the ring? Oh, just family, I guess, to celebrate. Good for them, you know. I mean, that's a lifelong dream and family family dream as well. All right, now we're cutting back to change room. Lamont Roach warming up on the mitts, throwing lots of single jabs here. All right, we Tank also warming up on the mitts. Looks like he only has 2 dozen people in his change room with him. Okay, so now we're going to an ad by Sean Porter for DraftKings. Uh, anyways. All right, guys, I'm going to step away for a moment to go get another drink, but I will be back before this main event, so just hang in there. So Nebula is asking, is Tank's opponent a decent fighter? Does he have any chance of winning, in my opinion? Um, I don't know anything about him, to be honest, but I just feel that no, he doesn't, especially because, Tank's their moneymaker and they're not ever going to risk uh, their moneymaker taking an L. This is PVC, this is not Turkey putting these fights together, so, oh well. Okay, we've got to block another bot. Alright, it looks like we're getting ready in the back for the fighters to walk out. Now they're doing flashback of Tank's fight versus Rolly. I mean, that's kind of what I mean. Like, that's one second, guys. Sorry. Oh. I mean, did Rolly have a chance versus Tank? Not really. Not really. I mean, he's just so technically flawed that um did Ryan Garcia have a chance versus Tank? Maybe a better chance than Rolly, at least because he has a couple of, he's got some weapons, like his left hook, and his right hand's decent, but Ryan also has some technical flaws that somebody like Rolly could and did take advantage of, right? So, okay, someone's saying, and they made that a pay-per-view. Yeah, apparently it's $90. I mean, someone asked, yeah, it's $90. This is not worth $90. I don't think it's a pay-per-view. It's not even worth $40, but in any case, how's the weather out there in Cali? Are the construction from those fires still going on busy? Well, yeah, no, the weather's been great. Thank goodness this weekend. Today was sunny. Thought it was going to get a little bit colder, but it was really nice. So, um, right where I'm at, there's not a lot. Weren't any fires in the immediate vicinity, so at least not in the residential areas where I'm at. But I haven't been up to LA since those fires took place, so I'm not sure. But yeah, that's just an incredible amount of damage done up there. Ridiculous. Okay, then we just cut to footage of none other than JP in the audience. Not a real boxer, but certainly a well-known individual, right? Alright, I'm not sure if Tank's just looking at himself on camera right now. It looks like Tank is wearing some sort of camo type design, I don't know. Or at least it looks sort of army greenish. Alright, we're just waiting for this main event to start. It's 33 past the hour, so I'm not sure what their start time is. Okay, now we're cutting to other sports, NBA. I'm not sure what this is about. Baltimore Bolts move. Orioles leads Beltway Series versus Nationals. I guess they're talking about other sports from Baltimore. I don't know. Other athletes from Baltimore. Whatever. Trying to tie that into Tank. Okay, so are you guys Tank Davis fans? Or are you just like boxing fans in general? By the way, are any of you guys members of our channel yet? You can join the channel if you click on the join button, and then you get early access to a lot of the footage that I post. Members, sometimes also some members only content, members only polls, and you'll get priority replies from me when you post in the comments if you're a member. It's also kind of cool because every couple of months you can earn a new belt rank. So your first belt will be a white belt, then you move up to yellow, orange, green, blue, purple, brown, black, and then black with the red and white stripe. So yeah, I chose those colors because that's kind of the series for the judo belts in Canada and the UK. Little different series of colors for the US for whatever reason. I never really figured that out. Why judo, US, American judo uses a different belt system than the UK or former Commonwealth countries. All right, so uh, Be the Great says JP Brothers are, yeah, a joke, but at least they have shown to have some heart. But they may need to compete against active boxers that are in the thick of their careers. Yeah, I mean, I think, I think, in all honesty, a lot of, I don't know if all of their fights have been staged, but, uh, you know, um, I guess his fight versus Tommy Fury wasn't staged, that was real, but I think he just underestimated Tommy Fury or overestimated himself. Because I noticed in that fight, he was trying some real black belt level moves. Like, you're not going to be able to just counter shot somebody. It looks cool. It worked against those other guys that you paid off, like Ben Askren and Tyron Woodley, but it's not going to work against a guy that actually knows how to fight boxing. Um, and of course, never mind the fact that these guys aren't going to pass a PED test, right? That's why they always they'll they'll put their fights on in places where they don't get tested. But yeah, they've captured that whole sort of young YouTube crowd that doesn't know anything about boxing, but it doesn't matter because they're buying their merch, they're paying for a pay-per-view fee if there is one or whatever it is, you know, they're buying that stupid drink, all of that. I mean, at least Mr. Beast hasn't tried to fake his way into boxing or MMA or something, you know? I gotta say, I find the lights that they're using in the Barclays Center to be really obnoxious. It just, I don't like how it comes across on the small screen here. I can't imagine I'd enjoy all those flashing lights in my face live. But in any case, again, this is one where I feel like they're trying to copy what the UFC does. Okay, and we have the boxers making their entrances. Here we got Roach in the ring. He's wearing some sort of weird green pattern. Yeah, do any of you guys know much of Lamont Roach's background? Speaking of judo, Be the Great is saying what happened to Japan that last summer at the Olympics was depressing. France has some fierce competitors. Well, the thing is, you know, France has always had awesome teams. They have a terrific program over there. Judo is like the third most popular sport in France. It's been that way for decades. So I think it goes soccer or football, and then tennis is the second most favorite, and then third most favorite sport in France is judo, believe it or not. So little kids in France do judo as part of their schooling, you know, in their physical education. One sec. Sorry, I'm gonna have to stop this for a moment.